Okay, I'm back again. I'm Tiffany Sosa. I'm here with Tanya White. We're here today to talk about some of the new products that doTERRA has come out with. We're both certified essential oil specialists, and Tanya, in particular, is a health and wellness coach. She's an all-American athlete. And so Tanya, I love doing this with you because you bring a different perspective to this. I'm more, like into the science and the education, but you're like in the thick of it with working with athletes. So today we're going to talk about Blue Lotus oil and the Shinrin Yoku blend oil. So Tanya, welcome. Do you want to start by telling us what you know about the Blue Lotus?
Absolutely. Blue Lotus. So here's a little roller that we have. So doTERRA has this wonderful smelling oil, Blue Lotus. And it is actually, doTERRA has the actual only Blue Lotus, natural Blue Lotus, and pure natural Blue Lotus in the world. The only place that has it. And let's talk a little bit about where it came from or how we got to it.
Yeah.
They actually thought Blue Lotus was extinct, right? And so, but it wasn't. They were able to find it in a rural place in China. So it was actually growing in this place in China. And doTERRA has started working with the farmers there in China to actually propagate it and get it growing and getting it into our hands. So it's not extinct. It's available for us. And the place you want to get it is through doTERRA. It's pure, it's natural, and we are working with farmers, which is another great thing, sourcing it and helping them to cultivate that there. Blue Lotus is grounding and centering. And if you are ever feeling stuck, and I know sometimes, right, who did, all of it, just stop. I know we all can relate to that, being stuck, but we can rise above that by applying Blue Lotus on your wrists, on your chest, back of your neck. We can rise above, we can transform. That word to me, like transform, just kind of sparks something. And if you are, going through something new, maybe you have some new goals, like I do. I'm in graduate school. Maybe you have some goals. Maybe you are looking on doing some self-development. You're reflecting. Maybe you're embarking on some new personal wellness goals. This is a great place to start, to get you going, to get you moving, to transform you into the person that you want to be, the person that you hope to be, person that you desire to be. It also helps with dry skin. Again, something many of us can probably relate to, and fine lines and wrinkles. So you just apply it in those areas where you're experiencing that dryness and where you're starting to see some wrinkles where you don't want to see wrinkles and fine lines. Um, Also good for sex drive and erectile dysfunction. Now, for those issues or those concerns, you're going to want to apply right at the lower abdomen area. So you're going to roll that right on that area there. And it induces something called theta waves in helping you drift to sleep. So when you use it to help you drift to sleep, it's going to help with REM. It's going to help you kind of like drift off to sleep. Now, I know a while back, a couple recordings ago, we talked about sleep. And so this would be another great additive to that sleep system, the Blue Lotus. It also is great for anyone experiencing low dopamine and serotonin. So a lot of times when people are experiencing low dopamine and serotonin, they're in a state of depression, or they're feeling stuck, or they're feeling depressed, low, sad. And the Blue Lotus is a great way to kind of lift those dopamine and serotonin levels at a place where those feelings can kind of dissipate, and those people can start to feel a little happiness,
Yeah.
a little like they can accomplish things, right?
You know,
So, yeah, go ahead.
I know that like historically Blue Lotus was it actually originated in ancient Egypt and it grew along the Nile. And it was such a sacred flower. It was used in
Mhm.
a lot of their rituals, and you see it painted, on the
Yeah.
walls or in carvings and things like that. Like they knew what it was, how to use it, what it was used
Mhm.
for. And I love that we can reclaim that now for ourselves.
Yeah.
I've been wearing it as a perfume. I also like to put it right here, and I like to put it right down this meridian right here.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
find that it helps with creativity. It helps
Mhm.
me, it really does help me feel like I am becoming working toward becoming a better version of myself.
Yeah. That's good.
Oils have emotional
Mhm.
properties, and I love the transformative properties of the Blue Lotus.
Yeah, I love it, and I love the smell. So,
Mhm.
definitely, those are things that we really need to think about. Both of us are working women. Tiffany, you're full time doing doTERRA and some of your other ventures, and we're working hard every single day as wives, as mothers, as women. And sometimes it's hard. It's just plain hard. And so to know that we have something like Blue Lotus that can allow us to feel
Yeah,
good about where we're going. And I love that word creativity, you
yeah,
know, for what we do in life. Some creativity is um, needed.
right, right. It's just
Yeah,
a great tool to have in your toolbox. You know, and,
absolutely.
and speaking of tools in your toolbox, let's talk about Shinrin Yoku because,
Let's
oh
do
my
it.
gosh.
Let's do
So,
it.
so Shinrin Yoku is a Japanese word. It means forest bathing. So this is the forest bathing oil. So in the 1980s, 1990s, there were a lot of research studies done in Japan on the effects of walking in the woods and how it affects your state of mind, your blood pressure, your cortisol, which cortisol is the stress hormone, cortisol levels. And what the researchers found is that when you walk in a forest, when you spend any extended amount of time in nature, you're exposed to something called phytokines that are put out into the air by trees. And those phytokines have antioxidant properties, they have calming properties, they lower your blood pressure, they lower your cortisol levels. And so doTERRA formulated Shinrin Yoku blend, and it smells like you're walking in the woods, right? Because we can't always just drop what we're doing and go for a hike, can we? But you can put this in the diffuser and you can experience the same benefit of all of those phytokines because this contains a whole bunch of different tree oils. Okay. The guys are really going to like the smell of it too. So the uses for Shinrin Yoku, if you just put it in a diffuser or if you put it on your wrists or your palms and you breathe it in, it helps with EMF pollution and electromagnetic radiation, which is a big concern of a lot of us, especially if you live in an area where there's like 5G towers. We have radiation going through our bodies constantly, and so that helps to refract that. If you're feeling mentally taxed or overwhelmed, if you're feeling like a lack of energy, maybe you feel like you don't have the same endurance, Shinrin Yoku is the oil for you. Also, if you have low serotonin, which can, kind of reinforce feelings of sadness, low feelings, depression, and also low levels of melatonin, which can stop you from getting good sleep. Shinrin Yoku is awesome for that. So we just talked about Blue Lotus helping with low dopamine and serotonin. Shinrin Yoku helps with low serotonin and melatonin. Um, when you diffuse it at night, it lowers your cortisol levels. It also lowers your adrenaline levels, which is fantastic because usually between 2 and 4 a.m. is when our cortisol levels spike, and that can cause us to wake up. And so if you're diffusing Shinrin Yoku in your diffuser in your bedroom, it can help keep your cortisol levels and your adrenaline levels lower. In fact, they did a 6-week, doTERRA conducted a 6-week study where the participants diffused Shinrin Yoku every night, and they saw a 40% drop in morning cortisol levels, and there was the systolic blood pressure fell 30 points. The diastolic blood pressure fell 24 points. So just by diffusing this oil, you can really make a difference in the, just inflammation, electromagnetic, radiation and pollution, your cortisol levels, your blood pressure, and just feel more relaxed. And let's just, we haven't even talked about, the fact that your house will smell amazing at the same time. Like it's a win-win-win, right?
Yes, absolutely. I was just blown away when you said cortisol levels are lowered, and inflammation, and blood pressure, because just recently, I think I talked about this in a prior recording. My blood pressure has been elevated, and they were concerned, since I'm young and healthy and active, and I work out, so, and none of my other numbers are off, but my dad died of congestive heart failure.
Yeah, it's
So they
genetic.
want to do some, right. So they want to do some CT scans and check all of that out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start really using a lot of this Shinrin here more. I've used it a little bit, but I'm gonna use it more. And as I was sitting there also listening to you, thinking, as an athlete and as a runner, sometimes we can't get outside to run. I like to run outside because of the smell, right?
Mhm.
And so if I'm stuck inside working out or running on the treadmill, this would be amazing to
Oh,
take
so
in.
true. We here, I'm further into the city than you are. And so we have days where the pollution, you would never want to go outside. Even if it looks nice, it's like a high pollution day. So I have a treadmill too. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I
At home.
actually diffuse the Shinrin Yoku in that room because
Very
yeah,
good.
getting the
That's
same result.
exactly
My
very
husband absolutely loves the smell. Sometimes
mm,
guys don't really like respond very well to the floral
right.
smells, but this is a blend that he and I agree on that we both
Yeah.
really, really love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I encourage everybody to check it out. If you have a doTERRA account, just log into your account and you can grab it. If you don't have a doTERRA account, just take a look in the description of this video and there'll be a little link where we can help you get it at a discount.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me on, Tanya.
Well, thank you. This has been fun and very informative. Guys, go get yours, and let us know if you need any help.
Yeah.